Let's face it, when it comes to love, passion, and loyalty, not all zodiac signs play by the same rules. Some are born romantics, ready to die for their partners. Others, well, they flirt with temptation like it's their second job. And today, we re-diving deep into the shadows of the zodiac to uncover a question no one wants to ask, but everyone needs answered. Who are the most unfaithful husbands in the zodiac? Now, before you clutch your pearls or send this to your partner with a side eye, remember, astrology doesn't doom us, but it does reveal us. These rankings are based on emotional patterns, personality tendencies, and a little cosmic gossip passed down through the ages. We're counting down the top 5 zodiac signs most likely to stray, starting from number 5 all the way to number 1, the zodiac husband most likely to betray your heart when you least expect it. From wandering eyes to hidden apps, secret texts to broken vows, this list pulls no punches. So, buckle up, because this ride is about to get personal. Do you think your sign made it to the list? Or maybe the sign of your ex? Comment below who you think will be number 1, and watch till the end to see if your suspicions were right. Because trust me, you'll never guess who tops the list. And when you find out, it might just explain everything. Ready? Let's begin with number 5. Number 5, Taurus, the tender powerhouse. Now you might be surprised to see Taurus on this list. After all, aren't they the dependable ones? The loyal homebodies who love long cuddles, deep kisses, and building a future filled with soft linens and shared bank accounts? Yes, but also no. Taurus men are ruled by Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and sensuality, and that's exactly where things start to heat up and crack a little. When it comes to physical touch, indulgence, and temptation, a Taurus husband is not always as grounded as he seems. Let's paint a picture. You're sitting across from a Taurus man at dinner. He's wearing that cologne you love, his shirt stretched perfectly across those broad shoulders. His voice is calm, deep, almost hypnotic. You feel safe, loved, desired. But what you don't know? That same voice has whispered similar sweetness into someone else's ear not too long ago. Taurus craves comfort, but sometimes that comfort isn't found in commitment. It's found in the thrill of something or someone new. A secret rendezvous that gives him the spark he feels missing in the monotony of routine. You see, for Taurus, cheating rarely comes from a lack of love. It comes from a fear of boredom, from that need to feel again. He'll justify it with phrases like, "It didn't mean anything," or "I didn't want to hurt anyone." And while it might be true, the betrayal still lands like thunder. Emotionally, Taurus husbands are deep. When they fall hard. But they can also compartmentalize, and that's what makes them dangerous. You may never suspect a thing until it's far too late. They're stable, yes, but also stubborn. And if they feel unappreciated or unloved at home, they may go seeking it elsewhere, not out of cruelty, but out of craving. So what's the red flag to watch for? When he starts staying late at work more often. When his routine, once steady as a rock, starts to subtly shift. When that emotional closeness turns into polite distance. That's when the bull might already be grazing in someone else's field. But don't get it twisted. Taurus isn't the kind to leave his home. He'll cheat and still come back with flowers, pretending everything's fine. That's what makes it so devastating. The betrayal comes wrapped in love. And for those who've been burned by a Taurus, you know exactly how painful that double life can feel. Still think Taurus is the worst of them? Oh, honey, we're only getting started. Because number 4, he doesn't just cheat with his body, he cheats with his soul. Do you agree with Taurus making this list? Or are you shook? Drop A in the comments if you've ever fallen for a Taurus man and paid the price. Ah, Gemini, the life of the party, the silver-tongued devil who can talk his way into your heart and out of your bed, right into someone else's. Ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication and adaptability, The Gemini man is equal parts thrilling and terrifying in matters of love. He's witty, electric, unpredictable. He'll send you texts that make your stomach flutter and follow them with voice notes that make you blush. But while you're swooning over his clever wordplay, he might already be drafting similar messages to 3 other people, each one tailored like a custom suit. Here's the thing about Gemini men. They don't always mean to be unfaithful. In fact, they often start with good intentions. But their mind moves at lightning speed, and with it, their interests shift. One moment, you're his entire world. The next, you're a distant planet compared to the new, shiny star he just spotted in orbit. He's not the type to cheat purely out of physical need. No. Gemini cheats for stimulation, for excitement, for novelty. He gets bored easily, and when the conversation dies, the intimacy falters or the spark dims. He's scanning the horizon for someone who can light him up again. Let's be honest. Falling for a Gemini is thrilling. It's a dopamine high. One day he's reading poetry to you in bed. The next he's planning a spontaneous weekend getaway. He knows your favorite drink, your childhood story, your biggest fear, and he'll use all of it to make you feel seen. But what happens when he starts sharing those same secrets with someone else? He flirts like it's breathing, and in his mind, it doesn't always cross the line. That coworker he jokes with, that ex he keeps just as a friend, that random comment he left under a stranger's photo, to him, it's harmless until it's not. And here's the kicker. Gemini is a master of excuses. If caught, he'll flip the script with dizzying speed. He'll make you question if you're being paranoid. He'll say it wasn't serious, that it was just talking, that nothing physical happened yet. But emotional cheating? With Gemini, that's the real danger. He doesn't even need to touch someone to betray you. He does it with his attention, with his imagination, with the way he makes someone else feel special. His duality is what makes him so dangerous. One side of him adores you. The other is always wondering what else is out there. And when those two sides start fighting, that's when the trouble begins. Picture this. You notice he's more distant lately. His phone is face down. His stories don't quite add up. He tells you he's tired, but you see his online status at 2 a.m. He says he just needs space, but he's giving that space to someone else. You try to confront him, and he spins a tale so convincing, so poetic, that you almost believe him. That's the Gemini magic and the heartbreak. You'll walk away unsure whether you're losing your mind or just losing him. So if you're dating or married to a Gemini man, here's the truth. He needs constant mental and emotional stimulation. If he doesn't get it from you, he might go searching for it elsewhere, not out of cruelty, but out of curiosity. And that's what stings the most. It's rarely personal. It's just his nature. But don't go thinking this is the peak of betrayal just yet. Because number 3, he'll make you feel like the only one in the universe, right up until he disappears without a trace. Do you think Gemini deserves this spot? Or have you seen a different side of the twin flame lover? Drop A in the comments if you've ever been hypnotized by a Gemini man and left wondering what the hell just happened. Soft eyes, gentle hands, a romantic heart that seems to beat only for you. Pisces men are the dreamers of the Zodiac, poets, empaths, lovers who feel every emotion like a crashing wave. They'll write you songs, send you long texts at 3 a.m. about fate and destiny, and make love to you like you're the only soul that's ever existed. But behind that sweet exterior, there lies a quiet storm. Pisces is ruled by Neptune, the planet of illusion, fantasy, and deception. And that's exactly where things get dangerous. Because while a Pisces man might not set out to cheat, he often gets lost in the blurry lines between reality and desire. Here is what people don't understand about Pisces men. They don't usually cheat for the thrill. They cheat for connection, for escape. When life gets hard, when a relationship starts to feel heavy, when emotional responsibility becomes too much, Pisces checks out, not by leaving, but by drifting into someone else's arms like a man sinking into a dream. And the worst part? He still loves you? Yes. Pisces can betray you and still cry about it. Still write a poem about how torn he feels. Still hold you like he never wants to let go, right after he's done holding someone else. It's a different kind of betrayal. Not cold, not calculated, but soft and slippery. You won't find receipts or lipstick-stained collars. You'll find vague stories, missing hours, eyes that look at you like they're somewhere else entirely. He's the man who tells you he's just going through something, who says he didn't mean to hurt you, who insists it just happened when he got close to that friend, that coworker, that ex. And part of you wants to believe him, because his sadness feels so real. His remorse, genuine. He might even beg you to stay. He doesn't want to lose you, but he also couldn't stop himself from seeking a softer place to fall. Pisces husbands are notorious for living in fantasy. In love, they're artists, and sometimes the canvas they paint their passion on isn't just yours. They crave emotional intensity, that first spark, that soul connection, and when real life starts to dim that glow, they often romanticize someone new, someone who gets them, even if just for a fleeting moment. Picture this. He's been distant but not angry, quiet but not cold. He still says, "I love you," but something in the way he looks at you feels different. He's smiling more when he's texting, saying he's just tired more often. You ask questions, and he deflects, then turns the focus on how you've changed. That's the emotional manipulation Pisces can fall into, often without even realizing it. They don't want to be the villain. So instead, they become the tragic hero of their own story. The man who made a mistake, but only because he was hurting. And if you leave, he'll cry like you ripped out his heart. But if you stay, he may never fully close that door to temptation. There will always be a secret part of him that longs to escape, especially when life gets too real. That's what makes Pisces one of the most unfaithful husbands in the Zodiac, not because he's heartless, but because he feels too much. He loves love. And sometimes, he falls in love with the idea of love more than the reality of you. But don't put away the tissues yet. Because number 2, he's not just capable of betrayal. He plans it. He covers it up. He turns it into a game. Do you think Pisces deserves this spot? Or are you shocked to see such a sensitive soul this high on the list? Drop me in the comments if you've ever been swept away by a Pisces, only to realize you weren't the only one drowning. You knew this was coming, didn't you? Scorpio men walk into a room like they own the air itself. There's something about them, the intensity in their eyes, the low and deliberate tone of their voice, the way they seem to see through you, that makes it almost impossible to resist. But that same hypnotic energy, that intoxicating pull, it's also what makes them so devastating when it comes to betrayal. Ruled by Pluto, the planet of transformation, secrets, and power, Scorpio doesn't cheat casually. He doesn't stumble into temptation. He plans it. He conceals it. He protects it like a dark treasure buried under 10 layers of emotional armor. Scorpio men crave control. In relationships, in their careers, in their fantasies, they need to feel like they're one step ahead. And when they cheat, it's rarely just about sex. It's about validation, power, revenge. Sometimes it's even about testing how far they can go before you notice. Imagine this. You're in love with a Scorpio man. At first, it's thrilling. He makes you feel like you've been chosen, like you've unlocked a level of intimacy no one else could reach. The sex is explosive. The emotional connection is intense. You feel consumed in the best way possible. But then, something shifts. He starts pulling away, not dramatically, just enough to make you doubt yourself. His phone's always face down. His stories are polished, airtight. You sense there's someone else. But when you confront him, he turns the table, using silence like a weapon. Suddenly, you're the one defending your suspicions. This is the Scorpio's skill. Emotional manipulation cloaked in mystery. Even when you catch him, he won't crumble. He'll stay cold, calm, in control. He may admit to it, but not without reminding you how much you drove him to it. Or worse, he'll say nothing at all, leaving you in an emotional vacuum that feels more punishing than rage. What makes Scorpio's infidelity so uniquely brutal is that it's deeply psychological. He doesn't just cheat on you, he cheats through you. He uses your trust, your secrets, your softness, and twists them into justification for his own inner chaos. And let's talk about possessiveness. Here's the wildest part. Scorpio husbands are often insanely jealous and controlling. They'll monitor your every move, ask about every text, question every friend. But meanwhile, they're living a double life with absolute precision. In their minds, what they do is their business. But what you do? A threat to their dominance. And if you try to leave, that's when you see the dark side of Scorpio most people don't talk about. The obsessive side, the vengeful side, the side that doesn't let go quietly. Yes, they can be loyal, incredibly so, but only when they feel completely safe, emotionally satisfied, and in control. If that balance is shaken, even slightly, they may seek out someone else, someone who makes them feel powerful again, desired, irresistible. They won't flaunt it. Scorpio is a master of secrecy. You'll never see the texts. You won't find lipstick on his collar. But your intuition will start screaming. Your heart will ache without knowing why. And that's when you'll realize he's already gone. And when the betrayal finally comes to light, it's not just a broken heart, it's a shattered soul. But if you thought this was as dark as it gets, think again. Because number one, he makes Scorpio look like a saint. Do you agree with Scorpio being this high on the list, or do you think he deserves the top spot? Drop A in the comments if you've ever been seduced, devoured, and destroyed by a Scorpio man. Number 1. Sagittarius, the free-spirited heartbreaker. He's the guy who lights up every room. That infectious laugh, that reckless optimism, that spark in his eye like he's always just one adventure away from something better. You meet him and you know this is not an ordinary man. He's magnetic, spontaneous, and impossible to pin down. And that's exactly the problem. Sagittarius men are ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion, risk, and excess. They don't just crave freedom, they worship it. In love, they come on strong, fast, passionate, and fearless. He'll tell you he's never felt this way before. He'll plan trips, take risks, sweep you off your feet. He'll make you feel like the universe conspired to bring you together. But behind all that excitement is a soul that fears restriction more than anything. Sagittarius doesn't cheat because he's evil or cold. He cheats because he can't help chasing what's next. The moment the relationship starts to feel predictable, when commitment starts looking like a cage instead of a connection, he panics. He may not even recognize it as cheating at first. I'm just being friendly. It was just a kiss. We didn't sleep together. You've heard it all before, haven't you? But here's the real truth. Sagittarius men cheat with their whole spirit. They can fall in love quickly, and out of it just as fast. That passionate week-long romance you thought was the start of forever? He might already be moving on mentally, even while his body's still in your bed. What makes it worse is his sincerity. When he says he loves you, he means it, in that moment. But the moment changes. And so does his heart. He seeks new experiences like oxygen. Whether it's a flirtation at the gym, a coworker he travels with, or that girl he met accidentally on a solo trip, his boundaries blur easily, especially when there's alcohol, adrenaline, or the promise of a new story. Let's be real. It's not hard to fall for a Sagittarius man. He's exciting, funny, brilliant in bed, and makes life feel like a constant adventure. He's the kind of husband who will wake you up for sunrise hikes and whisper dirty jokes into your ear over candlelight. But just when you think you've found your forever, he's texting someone else from a city you didn't even know he was visiting. And unlike Scorpio or Pisces, Sagittarius doesn't always lie with malice. In fact, he often doesn't lie at all. He just disappears. Emotionally, physically, or literally. He may ghost you mid-argument. He may vanish during a weekend he needed space. Or worse, he'll tell you he's cheating with a shrug, as if it's just another life experience to unpack later. And don't expect guilt. Sagittarius rationalizes his behavior with scary ease. He'll say, "I wasn't happy," or "I didn't want to hurt you, but I had to be honest." He believes in truth, but only the version of it that serves his sense of freedom. Picture this. You're planning a future together: house, kids, travel goals, shared dreams. And then one day, without warning, it unravels. He's not sure anymore. He needs space to think. The truth? His heart's already wandered, and probably his body too. And the most heartbreaking part? You'll keep wondering if you could have just been more fun, less demanding, more chill. Would he have stayed? But it's never about you. It's always about the horizon he hasn't reached yet. So why is Sagittarius number one? Because he cheats in pursuit of freedom and calls it growth. Because he breaks hearts not with cruelty, but with carelessness. Because he'll make you feel like the only woman in the world, right up until he finds another world to explore. He's the husband who loves the journey more than the destination. And if you become the destination, he might already be packing his bags. Do you agree with Sagittarius taking the number one spot? Or were you hoping for someone else to top this messy little mountain? Drop A in the comments if you've ever loved a Sagittarius and learned the hard way that love was never going to be enough. Let's be real. Every sign has its flaws. Just because you didn't see your man in the top 5 doesn't mean he is immune to temptation. Some Zodiac husbands just barely missed the list, but trust me, they've got their own flavor of trouble. So, before we wrap this wild ride, let's talk about a few that almost earned a spot on our countdown. Aries, the impulsive lover. Aries men are fiery, impulsive, and passionate as hell. They fall hard and fast, and sometimes that high-octane energy leads them straight into someone else's bed. They cheat like they do everything else, without thinking it through. If it happens, it's usually in the heat of the moment. A drunken night out, a flirty coworker, a fight with their spouse followed by some accidental texting. Do they mean to hurt you? No. But their need for excitement can override their loyalty in a flash. Still waters don't always run so deep. Sometimes they just hide it better. Libra. The flirt who can't stop now. Libra husbands. Oof. They're charming, diplomatic, romantic, and almost allergic to conflict. That might sound harmless, even sweet, until you realize that they'll often flirt their way out of emotional accountability. Libras cheat less out of lust and more out of loneliness. If the harmony in the relationship breaks down, they don't always fix it. They just go find it somewhere else, quietly, elegantly, without rocking the boat too hard. They may never admit it, but those friendly DMs, those private coffee chats, they're not always as innocent as they seem. Capricorn, the calculated betrayer. You didn't expect to see Capricorn here, did you? Capricorn men are known for their discipline, their loyalty to structure and goals, but when they do cheat, it's not messy. It's strategic, it's controlled. They'll keep everything buttoned up while living a double life so cleanly you may never catch on. For them, cheating isn't usually about emotion, it's about opportunity. Maybe it's status, maybe it's physical release without emotional chaos. But when a Capricorn man betrays you, it hits like an earthquake, because you never saw it coming. And yet, they still didn't crack the top 5. Because while these signs have their flaws, they're not as consistently risky in love as the cosmic culprits we've already uncovered. Did your sign show up here? Or did your man just dodge the bullet? Comment below if you think one of these honorable mentions should have made the top list, and tell us why. You know we love a good messy story. And there you have it, the Zodiac husbands most likely to break your heart, and possibly your trust. From the slow betrayal of Taurus, to the flirty chaos of Gemini, the emotional escapism of Pisces, the calculated secrecy of Scorpio, and the freedom-fueled heartbreak of Sagittarius, we've peeled back the layers of love and deception, and what a ride it's been. So now it's your turn. Did your man make the list, or did he slip through the cracks with just enough charm and chaos to keep you guessing? Comment below. What's your sign? Have you experienced love with one of these top 5 men? Was it everything until it wasn't? Because this isn't just astrology, it's real stories, real feelings, real heartbreaks. The stars may guide us, but it's our lived experiences that bring these signs to life. If this video made you reflect, remember, or maybe even rethink a few old texts from your ex, you're not alone. We've all been there. And if you're still healing from a betrayal written in the stars, let this be your reminder. Their actions were never about your worth. Sometimes it's just how they're wired, but that doesn't mean you have to stay plugged into their chaos. Before you go, don't forget to like this video if it hit you in the feels, share it with that friend who needs this cosmic tea, subscribe for more brutally honest astrology deep dives, and comment your most shocking Zodiac betrayal story. You never know who's been through the same. And hey, if you loved this breakdown, don't miss our next video on the most intense Zodiac lovers ranked. Because after betrayal comes redemption, and maybe even a little revenge. Until next time, keep your heart open, but your eyes on the stars.